They say you should speak and listen more. Speak. How can I speak if I have this level of anxiety and I can't even squeeze a word from my throat? Or listen more. Have you ever tried to understand a native Spanish speaker talking?
Nothing personal.
¡Parro, ven aquí o te arranco la cabeza!
You might be better off, you just...
If this sounds familiar to you, so you're in the right place. My name is Anna and today we're going to speak about how to learn Spanish or any other language fast or faster. But real tips, not just speak and listen more, but how, where, what to listen for, what to watch, so you could start right now. Let's go. We'll start with listen, and here is my advice. Don't start with something that you don't know. I mean, movie or a show that you never seen before. Start with something that you do know. I mean, everybody, all of us, we have our favorite movies, favorite shows. So find the Spanish version and you will understand everything. You will know all the phrases, but now you will listen them in Spanish, so you will know how to say it in Spanish. Isn't it just cool? And only after this skip to movies and shows that you don't know. And here comes my second advice. Don't try to understand every word in the movie or a show. Don't be with a notebook trying to write down every word that you don't know. You will stress out, you will tire very fast, and you will not enjoy at all. And it will seem that you don't know nothing, like you have to write down almost each word that they are saying. So relax, and in 15-20 minutes you will see that you understand almost everything, and you don't have to be stressed trying to look in a vocabulary each word that you don't understand, because the idea of looking TV shows or movies in Spanish or in any other language that you are learning is not understand each word, is first to get used to the speed of the speech, to try to understand like in kind of a real life how they're speaking, and try to understand them, because in real life you cannot like put a pause and look in a vocabulary what this person was talking about. And we also have songs, but here for example, if you don't understand some phrase that he, she, they singing, don't go directly to Apple Music lyrics or Spotify lyrics. First try to write it down and try to figure out what this phrase is actually about, like what this phrase is, because sometimes we just don't understand the word, but then when we go to the lyrics we're like, of course I know this word, I know the phrase. But singers can have their different styles, accents, you know. So but first figure out by yourself, write it down, and only after this check yourself in lyrics in Apple Music or Spotify. And here we move to speak. And here's my advice that might seem a bit crazy, but I would not recommend you to speak to somebody first. I would recommend you to start to speak to yourself. Because sometimes we really get nervous speaking to someone out of the class. So before you move from speaking in a class with your teacher to speaking with somebody you don't know, like practicing language somewhere, don't skip this step to speak to yourself. Like try to transfer. So try like to transfer this experience first to speaking with yourself. I mean something super simple like tengo hambre, quiero comer, a ver qué tengo en frigorífico, oh, que tengo pollo, voy a cocinar pollo. Something like this. So first you should try to speak out of a class, out of their out of something that you used to, and then speak with someone else. I mean, for example, in the shop, like this.
Hola. Con tarjeta. Gracias. See? Like this.
And here comes my third advice. Intercambios. First, it can cost you a bit to find your place because there are many people, different people, but at the moment you find it, you find not only the opportunity to practice Spanish but also to find a friend, because these intercambios you can find people who are has like same expert problems, they have different stories, so you can find a very nice company. Fourth, share an apartment. I know that this advice cannot work for someone who had family, children, but if you have this opportunity, share an apartment. This is how I spent my first year here in Barcelona, and it was the best experience in my life, because you actually not finding only a practice with a native speaker, but also an opportunity to know local things. I mean, local places, local bars, restaurants, local museums, local places for hobbies, so you will like know the life. And actually this is a nice way to integrate yourself in a society of the country, the language of which you are learning. 5. If you came to Spain or Latin America for learning language or to live, you just moved here, I would recommend you to limit, not to avoid, but to limit a bit spending time with people from your country, because more time you spend with people from your country, less you speak Spanish, so it will cost you a lot longer to finally learn it. It's just like logically, and I know that sometimes we really need person from our country who speak our language, because it is very hard to be in a foreign country, not your country, speaking foreign language, not having an opportunity to speak to somebody like from your country, you know, who understand everything, who understand your culture, who understand you. So that's why I recommend only just limit it a bit, because if you have a goal to integrate yourself in a new society, it's just logical to spend more time with the local people speaking a language of this country. And the last advice will be, if you are learning Spanish not in Spain or not in Latin America, and you don't have this opportunity to be in a society all the time, so I would recommend you to integrate Spanish as much as you can in your daily life. For example, if you have 2 lessons per week, that is super cool, it is enough. Just try to add Spanish songs in Spanish, movies in Spanish, books. Try to find an intercambio in your city and find a Spanish native speaker to practice with. This will help you a lot to learn Spanish fast. I guess this is all for today. Thank you very much for watching this video and to watch it till the end. Like if my tips were useful for you. Hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.